All right. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Marcia Smirka. I'm a five-star elite coach on Royal Republic. So tonight we're combining Royal Republic's call with my team call, Team Fit4mation. So I'm really happy to see all of you guys on tonight and look forward to some good information about time management. Erin Kate Brown and Hillary Dickinson are going to be co-running the meeting with us tonight. So I'm going to take care of just some announcements and news, and then I'm going to hand it over to Erin and Hillary to finish out. So tonight is the last night to get into that Bring the Bling group. So those of you who have already made it through a Coach Basics group and want some extra awesome information from some, like 5 of the top 10 coaches, this would be an amazing opportunity that you don't want to pass up, trust me. They will do weekly calls on Tuesday evenings via Zoom, or YouTube, I'm sorry. There's a $25 buy-in just to get some skin in the game. You know, you guys, when you have money invested, you know, some people are really motivated by that. And if you are putting money into the pot and you want to win some money, this might be the perfect group for you to do that. So there's a lot of people in, there's a lot of money in that pot. You guys have a good opportunity to make some dough. So why not do it? The requirements to get a portion of that pot back is to add 8 new personally sponsored coaches and then help 2 of your coaches get to Emerald. So why not do it? Tonight's last night, so make sure you get in if you want. Like I said, the weekly calls will be on Tuesday evenings at 8 Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. The buy-in is $25. I think I said that. 8 coaches, 2 emeralds. Tomorrow morning for the National Wake Up Call is Anita Myron, which I'm really excited to listen to her talk. She's going to speak to treating her business not like a hobby, but more of a business, and what that meant for her when she committed to doing that. She's a top 10 coach, 10-star diamond, so don't miss it. The March Surge, if you missed that, the playback line Coach Online Office, so be sure to go back and maybe even listen to it again if you did catch it live. It's a lot of great information. Super Saturday is coming up, April 24th. So make sure you guys get that in your calendars. And do you all know how to go into your Coach Online Office and do a search on where your local ones might be hosted? Can I get a thumbs up if you guys know where to do that? Thumbs down if you don't. Okay, thumbs down. I see one. Thanks, Rachel. All right, so if you go into your Coach Online Office under News and Training, and I'm just doing this by memory, so I hope I'm not wrong on this. Go under News or Events, and then there should be a link for Super Saturday. And then when you click on that, you'll be able to do a search by state, and then you can see all of the Super Saturday events that are registered in the state that you live. I know when I checked back probably a week and a half ago, there wasn't any registered for my state yet. So we're still, and we have some time, but I'm planning on registering mine very shortly to secure a location. So, you know, keep checking. Also, if you are a member of a Facebook group for your state, like I know Wisconsin has one just for Beachbody coaches for the state of Wisconsin, that would be also another place for you to check and just post a question, you know, who's doing a Super Saturday event in whatever state, and then see what you find out. But chances are there's going to be one close to you within driving distance that you can get to. Has anyone not been to a Super Saturday? Raise a hands. Okay, so what Super Saturday is it's a quarterly celebration that Beachbody puts out. So usually what happens is you'll get there and there'll be some ice breaking activities, maybe some music or whatever. When I host mine, I do a Shakeology bar, just so people who maybe haven't tried Shakeology before can taste it, or if they're customers, and it's a good way to share different recipes with current customers or coaches. And it's fun. Who doesn't like Shakeology, right? So we do a Shakeology bar, and then awards and recognition. The people that I have attend, I just ask kind of in advance, would you mind sharing your success story, whether it be success story of a coach or a transformation, whatnot. And I invite everybody. So anybody and everybody, doesn't have to be a coach, doesn't have to be a customer. It can be family members. It can be anybody from the community who just wants to learn about what we do. So the more people come, the better. Usually the events are free for a visiting guest, and then a coach would help pay for the event. So usually it's minimal, like $5 to $10 usually is what they ask for a coach to get in. And then corporate rolls out like a 45-minute video. And that's the same video that's shared at all of the different locations throughout the US. So that's shared at the event. And then after that, sometimes coach will do like a live workout. And that's up to the description of whoever's. So that's really what goes on. It's really just a fun event to go and network with other coaches in the area that you might not know. And just, it's always fun to get to meet other people. And it's also a fun way to introduce Beachbody to people who are, wanting more information. So make sure you get to one, take lots of pictures, share it on your social media. One thing that is really going to help move your business forward is attending corporate events. So make sure you make it to one. It's very important to get yourself there and take pictures and share it on social media. Any questions about that before I move on? You guys can unmute yourselves if you have questions. No? Okay. Where was I? Okay, so speaking of events, Coach Summit is coming up very quickly, I can't believe, in July. So July 16th through 19th is Beachbody's annual convention in Nashville, Coach Summit. For more information on that, you can go to coachsummit.com or look up the FAQ 2471. And again, that's kind of like Super Saturday on steroids. So that is the annual conference that Beachbody hosts, and it is jam-packed loaded with trainings and workshops from the top 10 coaches. They have guest speakers come in. There's a huge live celebrity workout, which is amazing. The really exciting thing about Coach Summit, I have to just share this, is last year they had 8,000 coaches attend, which I thought was a lot. They're projecting 25,000 to attend this year. It's crazy how we've grown in 1 year, 8,000 to 25,000. So there again, try to get yourself there. It's very, very important. You'll have photo ops with the personal trainers, meet and greets. They have the Beachbody Mall where you can pick up a lot of cool swag and take it back to your coaching team or for your customers. And again, an amazing opportunity to meet your teammates, to meet other coaches from other teams, and just really take back valuable, priceless information to help grow your business and move your business forward. So again, make sure that's on your radar. Get yourself there if you can. Make it happen. I was looking back in the Coach Online office today. There were a lot of updates that I didn't know about, so this was good for me to do this call tonight. For those of you who are growing your businesses and want to invest in your own Zoom, there is a 15% off code for Beachbody coaches, which when I signed up, it was only 10%. So it's 15% off. You would use the code Beachbody Zoom if you're kind of at that point in your business where you want to create your own Zoom account and do the upgrade. So with the upgrade, without the upgrade, you're timed out at 40 minutes. So when I first started, I did the free one and it worked out fine, but I had to make sure I was watching the clock. And it was really annoying when I would get cut off. So I was like, I'm sick of this getting cut off. Because, if you're in a good conversation with coaches or your customers, you don't want to be cut off. So I did pay the upgrade, and it was $99 for the year, I think. And then I had a discount code. So 15% off is a good deal. What else? Coming out on March 16th, not sure if you all saw this, but there is going to be a Shakeology Super Sampler available for $29.95, and it's going to contain all the flavors. So instead of the 4-flavor pack, it's going to have all 6 flavors, which is really cool. So that's $29.95, available on March 16th. So I wanted to let you guys know that in case you weren't aware. Of course, we all know Beachbody On Demand has gone live as of March 2nd. So hopefully you guys are talking about that on your social media and using it. It's awesome. I love it. Amazing. For more information on that, you can check with the FAQ 1275. Challenge pack sales for March, just to kind of go over that. The Club Challenge Pack for $140, T25 is $180, Turbo Fire is $140, down from $180, so that's a really good sale. The 3-day refresh, again, is $140. So keep those in mind when you're talking with customers. If you, remember talking to somebody who wanted Turbo Fire, for example, this month is the month to get it. It's a great sale. The Success Club incentive for this month is the Beachbodyopoly, which I'm really excited about. I love Monopoly and can't wait to do this. So I'm lame, I know, but I'm really excited for that. So Success Club 5 gets you a Beachbodyopoly. All right, and then last thing I want to touch on, well, a couple things. I know a lot of people have been expressing frustration with coach relations. And it's been kind of an ongoing thing. We are aware of the issues and it is frustrating. But, we have to try to remain calm for our customer. Always think of our customer first, or our coach, that we're trying to support. If you can, have them give incident numbers or get coach the order numbers so that when they're talking with coach relations, they have the information and can track it back. One thing that you can do too to really help, like if it's a discount coach, for example, or customer, is see if you can do a 3-way call, and then you can talk for that customer because they might not always know what to say or how to explain it. What also I've been doing is having most of my requests via email, because if it's a language barrier, I don't know, I just feel safer having it sent in an email, because then maybe multiple eyes can look at my request. And then I have that paper trail, and it's not necessarily like, my word versus their, whatever is being said. I feel safer doing it in email. So that's another option. We have brought this to Melanie's attention. She's a member of the CAB, the Coach Advisory Board. So, she is going to be taking this back to them and see what kind of resolution can be made. But the fact of the matter is, guys, like the growth of the company is crazy. I don't know if you guys know this, but last month alone, Beachbody added 35,000 coaches in 1 month alone. I mean, it's like, I think 50,000 in January and February alone. So as you can imagine, with that many coaches being added to the network, how many calls are being made, it's just, our growth is so huge, and they're doing everything that they can, but I know it's frustrating. The other thing that you can do, and what I'm offering to my team, is just utilize the Star Diamond line. If you have an issue that you feel you're not satisfied with the resolution, or you just really feel like it's an issue that needs, your upline support, I love that Star Diamond line. As an elite coach, we have access to that, and so they're Monday through Friday. So on the weekends we can't access that, but it's a call-in. I get set up with somebody directly that I talk with. It's like almost, they're separated by region. So I usually get the same person every time I call. So we know each other by name, and I don't have to wait. I can get pretty much, resolution immediately. So be using that if you absolutely need it, or if you're not satisfied with the outcome, or, if it's a more serious issue that needs addressing. So I hope that helps. And then lastly, before I hand it over to Erin, I know a lot of you probably saw Chelsea Pearson's video that was posted and shared today. I am so excited, you guys, to switch over doing our challenge groups this way. Did all of you see that? Can I get a raise of hands, or if people know what I'm talking about, yay, nay? So basically, the long and short of this is going to be, we'll start our challenge groups the same as we always have. We'll run them for 30 days. Starting on the 1st and the 15th. So I run my groups on the first Monday of every month, and then the third Monday of every month, just habitually every month. That's when I run mine. So we'll start, 2 groups a month like we always have. We'll run those for 30 days. And then after that 30 days, we will put them into, kind of like right now, we have that free general accountability. Well, it's not really accountability group. The free general health and fitness groups, most coaches have that, or most teams do. So we'll roll them over into your own group for your own customers. So what that's going to do is it's going to help solidify that relationship that you have with your customers. It's going to allow kind of another group for you to keep in contact with them. As you develop your blog posts, you can share that so that it increases your blog affinity. It's just a great, I'm just really, really excited about that. So you'll have that ongoing, and there's not going to be a requirement, at least for my team, to stay on Shakeology or not, or to use the Beachbody workout or not. I just want people to be embracing health and fitness in this new lifestyle. I'm a runner, so that's kind of my passion is running, and I do love the Beachbody workouts too. I do that on the side for strength training, but I don't want to be pushing any certain area, form of fitness. I feel like it's all valuable and it's all important, clean eating. So that's what we're moving towards. And then weekly emails for accountability. So rather than requiring like a daily check-in, a lot of my customers would get stressed out over, they're busy, they have work, they have other lives, to fit in a 30-minute workout is enough. And then they feel like they're letting the group down if they don't get in there and check in. So that kind of releases that pressure off of our customers to have to check in every single day, but they will get an email every Monday asking for measurements and like their accountability and their progress report on Monday via email. So that's kind of the direction that we're headed in. I'm going to try to get my group going in this format by the 15th. So I'll start my normal 30-day group on the 15th, and then when that one finishes, I'm going to separate out and pull my customers into my own ongoing revolving door group. So does anyone have questions about that?
No, can I add into that?
We'll still have a posting guide, a 30-day posting guide that Alyssa and I are working together to develop. So just to change things up, because as coaches, it gets kind of boring to be using the same post for a long time. It's nice to get fresh ideas and change things up for us too, and as well as our customers. If we have customers that have been in repeat groups of ours, they're seeing the same stuff every time they join a challenge. So it's nice to mix things up and make it fun. So,
Marsha?
All right, I'm going to hand it over to Erin.
Marsha.
Okay, so I'm going to do a screen share of Erin's slides, and you'll have to tell me when.
Wait. Can you hear me?
Advance, Erin.
Wait, can you hear me?
So I can hear you. I don't think Marsha can.
I can't hear you. Are you muted?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone nod? All right, cool.
Say something once, Erin.
Hello.
Hi.
I can't hear you.
I can.
Can everyone else hear
Can't
you?
hear anybody else.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to
my volume is turned way down. I did that last night, too.
We were really thinking about how
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Wait, mute yourself, Marsh. I can't mute you. All right, so last night we were really talking about how can we spice up our challengers? How can we make them awesome? Have people really participating? In case you guys don't know, I'm going to be on the National Wake Up Call on the 23rd, and what they want me to talk about is running effective challenge groups. And so it really got me thinking of what can we do in our challenge groups to make them a lot more fun and a lot more engaging. So we're going to get rid of the term preseason, okay? Please pass this all on to your teams. Our groups are going to be 4 weeks in length. The first week will be the preseason information, okay? The second week, which is actually our old week 1, we'll have a lot of information in there about the clean eating and the water and all of the nutritional information that we feel like is very, very important. Then week 3, which will actually be the second week that they're doing their program, we are going to do different team challenges. So we'll do like push-up challenges, wall squat challenges. We'll do like whoever posts like the most of their meals, something to make it fun in a team environment. Divide out those teams in the gems. If you guys have been coaches for a while, you know what I'm talking about as far as dividing people up into the sapphires and the emeralds and the rubies and having people compete in teams. And then the last week, what we're going to do is have an individual point system. So each day will be labeled. It'll be like a motivational Monday, like a tasty Tuesday, where you could like submit your favorite meal and how we can make that clean. So we're thinking about different ways that we can really, really mix it up and make it fun. Then once that 30 days is over, every coach will have their own accountability group. And so your customers will go into your own private accountability just page. think of it more as a community page. So this is where you don't have to do daily posts. It's not like my group. I'm not going to have daily assignments. But I'm going to show pictures of myself working out, my meal plan ideas, snack ideas that I'm using. If I've done a new blog post, something like that, motivation, but more of just an area where you can have ongoing challengers in that area. You'll probably have people that come in and out of that group. They're not going to have to do the daily accountability. But this way, you're not going to lose people after doing a challenge. If people want to continue on to a challenge, this is where they're going to go. So all of our groups moving forward are going to be all 30-day groups. For our team, I'm going to start mine on the first and the third week of every month, so you guys will always know when the challenge groups are going to run. This way, you're only going to have 2 challenge groups running at one time. So you're not going to have a ton of challenge groups to check into. You'll have your 2 groups running at one time, and then your big accountability group, which is not going to be a group that you have to check into daily. I would post information in there, whatever, but it's not like you have to, like and comment on all the posts like you do now. I think that this is going to make our challenge groups better. For one, it's going to give us more time to do other things. And like I know right now I look and I have like 6 challenge groups that are running, plus all my coaching groups that are running. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of effort. It takes up a lot of time. And so I think this is going to be a much more effective use of our timing. I think that we're going to have a lot better results with our challengers by just keeping it fun and light and switching things up, so they're never going to know what's going to be kind of coming their way. Marcia and I are designing the emails. So the week 1 through 4, what we plan on doing is every Monday sending out an email to our challengers. In that email, it's going to explain, like week 1, like submit your week 1 would basically be like your intro challenge group email. And then week 2 would be like your first week email, talking about how you make your Shakeology, asking for their stats, asking if they need any help with any meal planning. You could include recipe ideas, meal planning ideas, snack ideas. But we're going to actually have templates for week 1, 2, 3, and 4 so that you can send this out to your customers. And so those people that are not as active in the Facebook group, at least you're able to keep track of them this way via email as well. And so it'll just be one of those things that you guys can make it your own, or you can copy and paste what we're going to be creating for you guys. What I need this team to do, I will create an area. I want to hear what your best team challenges have been in your challenge groups. What have you seen has worked the best? When you throw something in there and you try to mix it up, what have your clients had really good responses with? I'll create a document in Royal Republic for this, and so that I can capture what your best of the best is. So for this 30 days, Marcia and I are going to spend some time, and we're going to go through all of the posts and all of the things that we've ever used, any of the templates, and pull all of that information that has worked really, really well, and just have a kick butt 30-day group. And so we'll have one new template that's going to come out. This is what we'll all be using going forward. You can use an old one if you want to, but if you want to use this format, we're going to help you guys create this. Within the next couple of days, it'll actually roll out. On Tuesday, I have 5 hours on a plane, and so I'll have time to be able to put this together. Between tonight and Tuesday, what I really need for you guys is to share with me when you guys do like the labeled days of the week, what have been your favorite responses? So if we did like a motivational Monday, does that seem to work the best for you guys? If we did like a flex Friday, whatever it is, I want to hear what is best working for you guys with the theme days. And then I also want to hear when you do a group challenge and we do the teams, what posts do you guys like the best? You guys know what works. You guys have been coaches for a while, most of you. Let's pull together our best content and just create an awesome new training. You're more than welcome to do any Zoom calls in that group if you want to, whatever you guys want to do to kind of spice things up. But I want to make our challenge groups the best challenge groups in Beachbody. We have the content, we have the information. I have people that join our groups or our teams that have done other challenge groups before, and they're already blown away by the information and the education that they receive. So we want to keep that education and the information there, but we really want to make it fun, and our clients are never going to know what's coming next because it's not going to be the same every week. So every week we're going to spice it up with something new. I think that that's going to keep everybody completely engaged. We thought about too, the reason why we're going to do the team before the individual challenge, like the last week would be the individual challenge, is because this way, if you have somebody that's a total go-getter, maybe they get stuck on a team that's kind of a dud, this is their way to come back and to be able to win prizes because they're dedicated and they're motivated in that last week. So this is what we're thinking about moving forward. Let me know what you guys think about this. And like I said, I will create a document for you guys to add your best posts. The other thing is the training. So we have, Marsha and I are actually going to pair up and we're going to start running our team calls together. Our team has gotten so big and we've been doing a lot of our calls on the same days that it only makes sense for us to team up to do our calls. So Sunday nights are going to be the Royal Republic team calls as always at 9 p.m. Wednesday nights will be the new coach calls. Again, those will be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We will be teaming up and doing those. If you guys are in a group right now, make sure that you guys are checking into your coach apprenticeship pages. If you guys have people that are in my coach apprenticeship group, it is your responsibility to still be checking in that page and mentoring that page. I have a lot of people that just put their coaches in my coach apprenticeship group and they have not shown up. And I do not mind helping out your coaches, but at the same time, I don't know who these people are. It is your responsibility if you're going to add people into the trainings that you guys are there to mentor and to ask questions, just like you are running your own coached group. Okay, this is so, so important. I need to make sure that you guys are doing this. If you're not doing this, then I'm going to go back and start running my coach apprenticeship groups by myself, because it's better for my coaches to have just me as their mentor because of the group size. I only mentor so many coaches a month because of this reason. And right now in the new coach group training that's starting, there's 40 people in there. And so I need to make sure that you guys are showing up if you guys have coaches in that group. So please do me a favor and do your part in that group. If you're in the 3 Vital Behaviors training group, the first week of the month, because this is when we really get to know the new coaches, and you guys just know this going forward, the first week of the month, you will not be on the Wednesday night team calls. For the rest of the month, so know this, I used to pass this on for your teams. For the rest of the month, you guys will be joining the 9:30 p.m. calls on Wednesday. Okay, so Monday's the first Wednesday of the month is the only time that they won't be combined, and that's because I take time going over the back office, and I take time to introduce ourselves and why we got into coaching, and you guys don't need to be on that call. It would just be a waste of your time. Okay, so first Wednesday of the month, the people that are in the 3 Vital Behaviors training are not on that call. After that, expect to be on the calls at 9:30 on Wednesdays. Okay. The Dash to Diamond group kickoff for that call is on Tuesday night. Most of you guys have been added into that page. Make sure we're going by the list of who has PayPal'd Lauren Duke, because the application page was only allowed to accept 200 people. And so we can't create another, we guess we could create a separate application, but that would just cause a lot of confusion. So at this point, everybody's money has to be submitted by this evening so that we can get everybody added into that group page. We have a long running list of everybody that's submitted their money via PayPal to Lauren Duke, and that is how you'll be added into the page. Those calls are going to be Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. They will be recorded. There are going to be a lot of special guests on that call. So Tuesday is going to be the kickoff call for that. Remember that whatever you guys do, the training is only as good as you make it. If you guys listen to the training and you don't apply it, you're not going to move your businesses forward. So you need to take those action steps and make sure that you're using the information to grow your business. It's awesome to show up on calls. It's awesome to be a part of trainings. But if you're not going to actually use the information, then it's not going to do anything for your business. So just make sure over these next, whenever you get involved in a training, that you guys are showing up and you're actually applying the information to your business. I did just sign up for Shailene Johnson's Marketing Impact Academy. As I learn that information, I will create my own slides and bring you guys that information as well. So I know a lot of people are really upset that they didn't have the money to be able to join her academy, or maybe I know that spots ran out as well. And so I am going to be creating that information and bringing it back to you guys too. So the reason why I signed up to do that was that so that I could provide additional training for you guys. It's everything from Instagram training, Pinterest training, Facebook like page training, blog training, how to do your freemiums, so how do you do free groups? How do you, and it's basically like a free like email that you guys can set up through different sites. So I'm going to learn how to do all of that kind of information, and everything that I learn, I will bring it back to you guys so you guys can apply that to your business. With social media, it changes all the time. What we think right now works in 6 months is not going to be working. This is probably when I go to education where I spend the majority of my time, because it's always changing and because I've grown my business on social media. So just know that I'm going to be providing that information to you guys as well. As I bring it back, you guys will have the information to you guys. So don't feel so bad if you guys couldn't join this time. She will be having a live academy in California. If you are one of my Star Diamond coaches, I plan on having you guys come with me. So I will let you guys know when the date is for that. If a Star Diamond is your goal, then know that that is an opportunity that I am going to be offering to my Star Diamond coaches. I'm going to be bringing you guys out with me to California so that you guys can learn this training with me. So shoot for that as your goal. Many of you guys should be able to hit that within the 60-day training if you guys are in the Bring to Bling group. For my coaches, or if you guys are coaches in my downline, I will create an extra little team page for the Bring the Bling, just so we can kind of talk about some of the information that's being presented. There is going to be one thread, so only the administrators in that group can post. You have to post underneath the thread for that so that it doesn't get super confusing. If we do, like this week is going to be doing on believing in yourself, getting over your fear, and what the whole group is going to be getting about. I will be posting additional information that I know and that I can share regarding each topic. If it's on the comp plan, I will pull the information that I know and present that to you guys as well. So you guys will have extra tidbits of information from myself as well as the other 4 girls that are leading this group. So there's going to be a lot of takeaways. You guys decide what you guys want to use to grow your business. You're going to learn a lot of information. It doesn't mean you have to apply everything. Apply what's going to grow your business. It's kind of like listening to a national wake-up call. A lot of people have really, really good ideas, but it doesn't mean that you have to use everything. Okay, so I just want you guys to know that too. It doesn't mean you have to use all of this information. Use what you feel is best for your business. If you have a system that's working, go with it. Don't change what's not broken. Okay, so I don't want this to overwhelm anybody. It's not going to be assignments like a coach apprenticeship group would be or a 3 Vital Behaviors group would be. It's a self-led group. If you are a diamond coach or you've been in this business for more than 3 months, you know what to do to grow a business. It's about you actually getting out there and doing it. So I've had a lot of calls lately with a lot of my coaches that are kind of stuck. They know what to do, but something is holding them back. You need to dive into your personal development and figure out, do you want to grow a business? Is this what you want to do? Are you committed to doing this? What is your why that's going to make you get up in the morning and do your power hour when the rest of the world is sleeping? Or for myself, because I'm a night owl, stay up late at night when my kids are in bed to grow my business. You have to figure that out. Nobody can do that for you. And as much as in 2 years from now, I want this whole team to be thriving and all of you guys to be, well over the 6-figure mark. You have to, if you've been a coach for a while, you're the one that has to figure out what that roadblock is and work on that. Okay. So as our team gets bigger, I beat myself up for a long time that I didn't think you guys had enough training or that I wasn't leading you guys correctly. After working with these other 5 coaches, you guys have more training than anybody, than any other team that I've talked to over the last couple weeks. Okay, so it's not the training. It's you having to decide if you want to do this. Okay, so just remember that I'm always here for you. Our door is always open, but you guys have to do the work. Okay, all right. So we can go into Erin. Sorry, I just wanted to get my little my points out there. I'm going to mute, and Erin, you can unmute yourself. Our topic tonight is on time management. We have 2 diamond leaders that are going to be talking to us that have both grown their businesses from working full-time jobs. These are two diamond coaches. And so Erin, Kate Brown, and Hillary are going to be sharing with you guys what works in their business and how they've been able to grow successful businesses with being moms and working a full-time job. So go ahead, Erin, take it away.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, there's a ton of new faces on this call. That is really exciting to see. But I'm Erin Brown. I am from Pittsburgh. I'm 37. I have 2 kids, and I am a full-time ICU nurse. I work in the neurological ICU at one of our hospitals here in Pittsburgh. Like I said, I have 2 kids also, and my husband and his family own a restaurant in downtown Pittsburgh. So our schedule is crazy. We're hardly ever home at the same time, and it's busy. But just like everybody's busy, you know, whatever your reality is busy for you. But I have been a coach for a little bit over a year. I started off as a challenger and fell in love with this, and I've been around ever since. I think next month is going to be my 2-year anniversary of doing a challenge group, which is kind of crazy. I'm like Alyssa's little cockroach. Like I never went away. She couldn't get rid of me. But the tips that I have for you guys today, it's nothing. I don't think any of it is like earth-shattering news, but it's just kind of what I've kind of looked back and what has worked for me. So some basic things is, number one, you have to allow yourself to be a beginner. Regardless of where you are in your business, you just kind of have to be okay with it. We are very lucky to have an extremely successful upline, and we have all these superstars to kind of look at and go to for help. But at the same time, it's very easy to compare yourself and kind of get down on yourself and think that, you know, you're never going to get to that. You know, these ladies didn't get there overnight. Alyssa did it pretty quickly, pretty close to overnight, but still not overnight. And, you know, Melanie Mitro wasn't Melanie Mitro overnight. It took her a couple years. So just be consistent and, you know, be okay with that. Number 2 that I have is be realistic with your expectations, with your goals and your tasks and your time management. I am a huge offender of this. You know, my days off, I create this huge to-do list and think that I'm gonna get it all done. You know, I'm gonna make a blog post, and I'm gonna make all these ads, and I'm gonna do coach announcements, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and I don't get any of it done. So, you know, really look at with the time that you have and do the best things that you can with that time, which kind of leads into number 3 is just sticking to the basics. I think at any point in your business, you know, Beachbody's made it really simple. They have outlined it. And whenever you're struggling and you don't know what to do, you do the 3 vital behaviors. If you do that, you're always going to be on track. And then also Alyssa was getting into about our challenge groups. Your challenge groups, you know, they are the bread and butter of your business. So stick to those 3 vitals and then put all of your energies into your challengers. Love on your challengers, you know, be there for them. I'm here, you know, almost 2 years later because of my first challenge group. That challenge group, it changed my life, you know, personally. And then I found this business opportunity. So that's why I'm here. And I know that a lot of some of the other coaches on my team, they feel the exact same way. Number 4 I have is drop your excuses. We kind of preach this tough love to our challengers. You know, they say they want to make this commitment, they want to make these changes, and we say, okay, you know, here's your tools. I have this great program for you. Here's Shakeology. Here's a nutrition plan. Now you have to do it. And the same is true, you know, with your business. We have, like Alyssa just said, we have a ton of training and we have a ton of resources, but it's up to you to do it. You know, if it's important to you, you'll find a way, you know, to kind of get in there and make it happen. And then number 5 is stay consistent. There is, you know, there's no substitute for being consistent and doing these behaviors that we've been told work. Not to say this in a bad way, but, you know, all the top coaches in this company, there's nothing super special about any single one of them. They don't possess anything that any of us on this team have. They're just, other than they are consistent and they're hard workers, and and they do these behaviors that we have been told to do. So, that's that one there, Marcia. If we want to go to the next one. Okay, so these are my kind of busy, I guess, your business on the go tips. My phone is my business center. I run about 99% of my business on my phone. My computer isn't the best computer, but then also I just, with my schedule and how everything is, I run it all pretty much on my phone. All my coach announcements, all my posting, all my pictures, everything is on my phone. One of the most used things, other than my camera and all that kind of stuff, my notes section. That is kind of my, my memory bank for my business. In my notes section, I have all of my direct links, like 21 Day Fix, T25, all my product links. I have links to my WooFoo applications. And then I have links to a couple videos, like the 21 Day Fix I have something in there about Beachbody On Demand right now. And if ever I'm chatting with somebody and it kind of gets to that point, I use Eric War's little tip, one of his tips from GoPro. It's if I would you. If I sent you a quick video, would you have a moment to watch it? Or if you're chatting with someone, I said, if I sent you this quick application, would you have a moment to fill it out and get it back to me? It works pretty much every single time. I've never had anybody say no to me. The other stuff that I keep in there, if I see something, a post or something that I like, I'll either just take a screenshot of it and save it to my camera roll, or I'll just save a link and go back and I can maybe recreate that post, or if it was something inspirational. I keep in there, I don't know, Hillary may get into this a little bit more. I quit using Hootsuite. It was something I used for a while, but I didn't like the feeling it was creating in my challenge groups. I thought it kind of felt not authentic and just fake, and I think people kind of picked up on that. So if I am posting in my group for a week, I will kind of have a couple days outlined and I'll have it saved in my notes, and then in the morning I will post it personally. I don't know. The other number 3 is photo apps. You can see there the ones that I have. WordSwag is one of my favorites, Photify and Rona. One of the little tips, I don't know if you know about WordSwag and Photify. I think Rona has some too. But they have, in addition to the things that you can do with your own photos, they have stock photos, like professional pictures that you can go in and that you can write on and you can do some fun stuff. I use PicMonkey sometimes, but that is on the computer, so I don't use that one all that much. And then a new one I've been playing with that I found from a Chalene Johnson podcast is Canva. Portions of that are free, and then kind of like PicMonkey, there's some other portions that are paid for as well. Number 4 is personal development on the go. This is pretty much how I get in all of my personal development, unless I'm home, like doing laundry or something. But every morning when I go to work, I have the night before I pick out whatever I'm going to listen to. For me recently, it's been podcasts, but I also look up something on YouTube, or I can listen to team calls. So on the way to work in the morning and sometimes on the way home, I'll get my personal development in that way. A way that I try to stay a little bit more personal with my challengers, through Facebook Messenger, there's that voice app. So you can record messages and send them, even just, instead of just typing them a, hey, how are you doing? How are things going? Send them a little voice message. It's a little bit more personal. Number 6 is, it can get overwhelming when you're trying to do this all by yourself, and, you're thinking that you can't, in your limited amount of time, that you can't get all of the tasks done for your business that you need to do. So I have been lucky enough that I have, some great people on my team, and we have teamed up together, and we kind of conquer and divide. Like I'll make images for our upcoming challenge groups. Somebody else, will do another task, and that has seemed to kind of work for us. Number 7 is have a game plan for your work days. I try to have, if I'm going to, whatever I'm going to post for the day, I try to have that kind of set out. And I think with number 7, for the days like that you're working, I know there's some other nurses here on the team. I kind of go with what's going on in my life. And if you're being a product of the product, then you're not going to really have any problem kind of sharing your day. Like I work 16-hour shifts, so there's some days that I don't get my workout in. When I work 16 hours, there's no way I'm getting up and working out before I go in. So I'll make a post that, no workout for me today. So I'm trying to keep on top of it with my nutrition and post, a picture of my meal, that kind of thing. But if you have, things that you want to post, just kind of think about it, the day before, the night before. So you have some things set up so it doesn't feel like you're missing out on posting for that day. If you don't have some team members, if you're a newer coach and you don't have people to help you with things, reach out, to your upline, to other people on your team. Try to find a successful partner, somebody that you can pair up to do things with. I've reached out to some other coaches. I might see a post or something that they like, and ask them if I could, use their post, use their image, that kind of thing. Again, I've never had anybody tell me no, but if you do that, please make sure that you're being respectful of other coaches' content and their things. Just make sure that you ask. But everybody on this team, I think, is really helpful, and is willing to work with each other. And kind of back to number 9, and it's, you'll hear it and we'll say it, until we're blue in the face, but when all else fails and you're feeling overwhelmed, go back to those 3 vital behaviors. They will never, never steer you wrong. That's what I don't know if anybody has any questions for me, but.
Awesome. Yeah, honestly, and I tell my coaches too, you guys, like the vital behaviors, that's why we started the 3 vital behaviors boot camp, because that is the secret sauce to your business. Really, as much training and everything that we can offer you, the vital behaviors, that's where it's at. So way to go, Erin. Proud of you, girl. You did awesome.
Thanks.
Good job. All right, so next we're going to have Hillary. You there, babe?
Yep. Hey, everybody. I know we're closing in on the top of the hour. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Hillary Dixon. I am married and have a 17-month-old son, and our second child is due May 1st, so closing in real quick. I have been a coach since last April. I signed up with my first challenge, and really didn't put the focus in that it needed until this last fall. And now I'm a 1-star diamond. And so hoping that this momentum continues for sure. And it's great to be on a team with great leadership, and, Alyssa's experiences are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and a great learning resource too. So tonight I'm gonna just touch a little bit more on time management, but first start off talking about organization. And I think, as I have new coaches join my team, and even myself, it seems like every 6 to 8 weeks, I kind of like go into this panic of, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. Can I really do this while I have a full-time job? And I have another baby coming in 8 weeks. And when I take a step back and I figure out, where's this panic coming from, it's usually because I've lost touch with my organization. And so if I could give like one word of advice, it would be plan things out, make good lists, and that will calm your nerves. And that's one thing I always tell my coaches is, if you're starting to feel stressed out, it's probably because you've lost a little touch with, keeping your list of your challengers, list of coach prospects, etc. And so one thing to think about as a coach, when we start the business, we hit the ground running. You're put into a training group. It's tons of information, good information, but tons of information. And I always say, you hit the ground running. Have you even stopped to check to make sure your shoes are on? And I say that because it's so easy. Your first month, second month, you have a really warm market. And so you're just getting challengers, you're adding them. And before you know it, you have, 20 challengers, and you forget, when did they sign up? When should I be providing their notice on their Shakeology order? Which group were they in? Because at a time we can have, 2 to 4 or more challenge groups going. So as a coach, I really suggest, and I'll get to this on my next slide to show you some examples, but, whether you're a pen and paper person or a computer person, make a list of your challengers and make sure you're staying on top of being a good coach and checking in with them if they're liking Shakeology, and if not, that you're helping them, go through the cancel process, which hopefully you don't have to, but we all do. And it just helps you kind of know where you're at. And then second, as a leader, because, we kind of wear two hats. So as a leader of your team, as everybody starts growing, I've found personally that it really helps to focus not on where I'm at or even like the next step, but where do I want to be in 6 months? And in 6 months, what kind of a leader do I have to be, or do I want to be? And what's it going to take to be that person? So if you're an Emerald today and your goal is 5-star by the end of the year, what things are you going to have to do different to be a good leader to a team that supports a 5-star rank? So if you're thinking about, Alyssa's kind enough to run the coach training groups. And at some point, it's time to start running your own training groups. And what does that mean? Do you want to set up your own template? Do you want to, make a list of team call topics that you'd want to cover? So for me, the key to organization is just planning ahead and seeing, not one step in front of you, but 2 or 3, so that when you get to that 3rd step, you're not in panic mode and, behind the game for a month or 2 catching up, and all your new coaches are floundering just because of your disorganization. I think we can go to the next slide, Marcia. So here's an example. It's everybody has their own way. I am actually a paper and then a computer person. So in the short term, I write down people as I think of them throughout the day, like, oh, I should talk to this person or message them about being in a challenge. And then as I become a challenger, or as I, enter into conversation with them, I move them into a spreadsheet that just tracks, what was their answer? And there's never a no, there's always a not now. So what was their not now? When it was last time I called them or talked to them? And then when is the next time I want to follow up with them? Because, if you're inviting consistently, you should be posting, but then also sending, anywhere from 10 to 20 plus messages a month to people that might be interested in doing a challenge. After a couple months, 40, 60 people, it's hard to keep track of when did I talk to them last, when should I follow up? So for me, that really helps keep my list in check and make sure I'm doing my appropriate follow-ups. I also have a couple lists just running for people that have taken part in like free groups or coach training, because I would like to circle back with them every once in a while too. Usually I find if they don't jump into a challenge right after a free group, they're people that are going to be interested down the road, and you just need to make sure that you're following up with them. So we can, thanks Marcia. So Erin talked a lot about time management, and I just wanted to kind of give another point of view. Again, both of us are working full time, trying to also run a successful business with Beachbody. And so it's just a key balance of our time, and then, making sure our husbands and our children don't feel neglected too. So if any of you went to business school, you've probably heard this analogy, but it's one of my favorites. And picture the time in your day as a glass jar. And so your to-do list is filled with big rocks, things like the 3 vital behaviors, small rocks, and it depends on how you want to prioritize things, sand and water. So if you get lost in your Facebook newsfeed, which I would say is water, you're going to fill up your jar before you even get to the important things. So one thing Erin mentioned is, having a plan. Each day you should have a plan on, or each day and each week you should have a plan on what you want to do and what you want to get done. And really focus just mainly on the important things, and then kind of have some nice to get done. Like last week, my nice to get done was, making a bigger list of training topics that I want to go over with my new coaches. So there's things that have an immediate need and things that can be addressed, as your time allots. And one thing I put in here, the big rocks are obvious, our 3 vital behaviors, and you'll hear everybody say that over and over again. The rest of them, the small rocks, the sand, the water, really depends on where you want to place priority, and also what rank you're at. Because sometimes, when you're a new coach going up, to 2-star to 5-star, I think there's a shift in mentality of how much time should be focused on your business and how much time then needs to shift to your team. When you're a new coach, you don't have a team, so 100% of your time is on your business. So how you prioritize items is going to vary just depending on where you're at in your business as well. And then lastly, I'll say it again, have a clear plan. Don't just go on Facebook and randomly check into your challenge groups and get lost in your news feed. It is the biggest time suck and the biggest waste of time that you could possibly do. So have a list. If you have 15 minutes in the morning, have a list and get as many things checked off as you can within those 15 minutes, because you might not have another time till later in the night. You can go to the next slide. So this is just an example, for someone like me that works full time, a 9 to 5 or standard 40-hour week job. How am I fitting this in between my family time, my full-time job? And obviously this isn't, something you have to follow. You have to find out what works best for you and what works best for your family life. But, just things that I found I can get done in the morning, what I can get done over my lunch hour, and then the things I have to save for the more time intense, or the more time that I usually spend in the evenings. And, we don't need to go through this. I know we're getting close to the end, but one thing I'll say, and I like to call it the not so secret, is that people won't not do a challenge just because you don't respond to them within 2 minutes. So, another stress point for me, and I know I've talked to some of my coaches, is that feeling that you're never unplugged. And I think everybody needs to take time where, you set your phone literally in another room, because I don't know about you guys, but if it's within my arm's reach, I'm going to be looking at it and checking messages. So, set your phone apart, have you time, have family time, because that's just as important to your success in this business as the time that you spend in it. So if you guys have any questions, I can answer them now. Otherwise, I'm always available on Royal Republic, or you can hunt me down on Facebook too.
Awesome. I think that's awesome. Hillary, I really like how you mentioned that being unplugged. That's something that when I was growing my business, probably for the first year, I never really felt like I was unplugged. And it wasn't until I started working with corporate, what they said, treat your business like a business with business hours. And that's so true, so really having that concrete time of when is family time, when is business time, and you do your business time with your business time. And when it's not business time, like you guys will know, if you're on my team, I don't work on the weekends. If I don't respond to you, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's the fact that I don't work on the weekends. I went in this business for freedom. So I pretty much don't work Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays until I get on and do my team calls on Sunday nights. And so it's really important for you guys to set business hours as well. I've actually gotten to the point where I take my phone and I put it upstairs in my office when it's my family time. So I don't have my phone with me at all, because otherwise it'll ding, and of course I'll check it. And so just getting it out of the room and putting it upstairs has done a tremendous effort to my business as well. When you guys start growing your team, it is very important that you realize that you still have to grow your own business. You are the only person that can grow your business. And so that is a transition that many coaches go through. They start helping out their coaches, and then all of a sudden their business is not growing. They are struggling to hit Success Club because they've done nothing for their business, and they've helped all of their coaches grow their businesses. So in my own business, in the morning, that's when I grow my business. That's when I do my blog posts. That's when I do my invites. That's when I return my messages. And then in the afternoon is when I do my coach calls, when I work on team training. So you just have to find something that works for you, and try to find that balance. It's going to be different for everybody, but just always remember that in the back of your mind, that you can't once you have your own team, you have to continue to grow your business, or else you're going to get stuck and wondering why your business isn't moving forward. So always put your oxygen mask on first, before you go out and help everybody else. Same thing with your fitness. You got to be taking care of you, and making sure that you've got changes both personally and with your fitness levels. And you're always going through some kind of transformation. Because if you're not doing that, people are going to watch that and they're going to be like, well, why do you look the same if these products are so great? So put your oxygen mask on first. And that's kind of my little tips for that. But I just want to welcome you guys and thank you so much for jumping on the call with us tonight. You guys, Hillary and Aaron, you guys did awesome information that is so important, because not many of us are full-time Beachbody coaches yet. You know, we all, or even if we are stay-at-home moms, we still have a home and kids to take care of. So thank you guys so much for getting on the call. You guys did a wonderful job. This week, I'm going to be gone Tuesday to Friday. Marsha will be doing the calls for the new coach calls on Wednesday night. So you guys will see that link. Everything will really pretty much remain the same. We do have a new sneak peek that started that will start tomorrow. So in case you guys weren't aware of that, we have a coach sneak peek that starts tomorrow. I know that there's a challenge group that starts tomorrow. And for most of us, there's another challenge group that's going to start on the 16th. So just kind of give you guys a little bit of direction on what's going on in our scheduling here. So just so you guys know about that. But I hope everybody just has a really, really good week, and that you guys can go out there and just make an impact in somebody else's life, and, you know, make an impact in your own life. You guys don't forget that this is really about you guys improving your lives too. So, you know, make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. And I hope you guys all have a good week. Okay. Marsha, do you have anything to add, hon? I don't think she can hear me still.
I'm sorry. So did I have the music on, you guys, during the whole part of the beginning?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Good. Because it was on my end. What happened was my volume was turned all the way down. So I could hear myself, but I couldn't hear anybody else. Sorry about that.
All right, guys, have a good night. Thanks so much for joining us. It was great to see everybody. And look for that call area, or the topic area. I'll post something as soon as we get off on what you feel like when you do the group challenges, what works best. And we've done the theme challenges for the week. What do you guys feel has worked best, so that we can get your content and pull it into our new challenge group format, okay? All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one. Love you all.